Rashid, this is the Global Digest think tank group.
Yeah, my background, I was working with the Kuwait government regarding political issues and security, especially terrorism. I spent like 15 years working on that. I work also in criminal investigation also. Uh, After that, I moved to UK for study. I studied at King's College. I'm holding a master degree in terrorism and security. Also, I worked here and voluntarily part in some organization in UK, especially on my interest, security and politics.
So, you know, recently, I mean, Middle East used to be always international highlight about conflict and war and, terrorism.
Yeah,
So, which you consider terrorism and extremism?
yeah, I consider terrorism and extremism when a political party, especially armed group, they use violence uh, for political achievement. They usually put more violence to convince people or countries or even organizations to change their behavior by force. This is what I consider this terrorism. But terrorism is a very controversial term for a lot of people. For some people, uh, terror is not for other people.
Right.
Yeah, so as they said, one man terrorist is another man freedom fighter. So we will never get a definition of terrorism. It will be always on debate.
Right. So, in Middle East, which group are you consider terrorism or extremism?
Yeah, there is multi group. There is extremism and terrorism. ISIS is one of the top group. Al Qaeda, Nusra Front in Syria, Hezbollah, a lot of group in Iraq. Yeah,
Do
this
you
is
have
the
any terrorism in Kuwait?
yeah, we had terrorism attacks, but not terrorism group from Kuwait. We had uh, Al Qaeda 2005 terrorist attack, 2015 from ISIS. It was a big suicide attack against one of Kuwaiti mosque. But we not experience a lot of attacks in Kuwait. Not like Saudi Arabia, Iraq mostly, Syria. The terrorist group, they rise and spread within country who has conflict and security collapse. But for stable countries like Kuwait, Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, even Saudi Arabia, Oman, we don't see a lot of terrorism attack.
Terrorism has not much room in
Yeah,
Kuwait.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Stable country, but
yeah,
they have a lot of place and room for activity in conflict zone. Conflict
exactly.
countries like, as you said, in Syria,
Yeah,
Iraq also still a lot of terrorists.
yeah, yes. Especially in the north, the government seems they have security issue. They cannot handle the or establish security there. So these groups are still operating. It's not like before, but they are still exist.
Right. So IS, Al Qaeda, how their site, how big their number of their groups and their capacity, how strong they are. IS terrorist group or
Yeah,
Al
yeah,
Qaeda?
yeah. ISIS, I think they are 100, maybe maximum 1,000 in Iraq still now. A lot of them, they are even died or they back to their countries, especially the European individuals.
See, so
And
you mean a lot of IS member came from European countries,
yeah, there is a huge number they came from Europe.
and then now they return back to Europe. Those
Yeah, most of them they return, and there is a lot. We noticed there is immigration toward Libya from Syria and in Iraq because the government now they are stronger than before. They managed to control the whole country, so a lot of ISIS member even killed or traveled, but they are still there, but in very, very small numbers. I don't think they represent any threat
see, they are not more
anymore.
than a
But
thousand.
yeah, they can do operate like lone wolf operation, like what happened in Russia 2 months ago. But they are not capable to do large scale or control lands like 2014, 2013, like before.
So IS are weak gaming.
Yeah, yeah. Even Al-Qaeda almost finished from Iraq. They have presentation in Syria, North Syria, but still in small number. And
Less
they are
than
fighting
1,000.
with other extremists as well. That's make all these terrorist group weaker because they are still fighting with each other, and also they are fight government and other armed group.
You see, they also Al Qaeda also less than 1,000.
Uh, no, yeah, maybe it's in roughly maybe in that range. They are not a huge number or big numbers. But I'm not sure about the numbers exactly, but I assume they are very few. ISIS is fewer than Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda is they are in Syria. Their name is Nusra Front. I think they are a bigger group than ISIS right now.
The number can be up and down.
Yeah, I think Al-Qaeda is more than 1,000 for sure.
You mean IS
ISIS, IS, ISL, it's all the same. It's Islamic State in Iraq and Levant.
So you said most of IS member came from Europe, and then
Not
most of
most of them,
them,
but yeah,
many
it's
of
not
them,
most of, yeah, many of them. There are thousand they came from Europe,
really.
Canada, Australia, uh, US. Yeah, there is a lot, thousands. That
So
was back then in 2002, 2003, 2004, 2000, sorry, 2014, 2013. In that years, there is a huge number of foreign fighters there.
so those member of IS from Europe or America,
Mhm.
if once they go back to Europe or America, what about those European government,
Yeah,
American,
some of them they have like
they did not
laws.
watch them or they did not
Yeah,
arrest them,
yeah, there is a procedure here in Europe that
or they have
anyone
a way
can.
to escape them. They can escape from
Yeah, of
government
course,
screening.
of
How,
course, there is
how
always a way. There is a
you
way to escape. Sometime government failed to track them because they are a lot. But in Europe, there is a procedure in the government to put them on trial. Uh, it's illegal to join a terrorist group or uh, involve in conflict or fight in other country and go back to your country. But some of them they manage to avoid it, and here in Europe they sometimes they put them in rehabilitation prison to try to make them ready to re-involve with the communities. But yeah, sometimes it's failed. So
They can trace, I mean, the European government or American government, they can trace where they went and where
yeah,
they visited, then they can
yeah, it's
check.
hard to trace because it's when they go to fight there especially in Syria when the revolution started, a lot of European they traveled to Turkey first, and then from Turkey they managed to cross the border illegally to Syria. But for the government, it will be always hard to recognize if they are fighting or they went to Turkey for tourism.
So there are thousands of 100,000 of European tourism in Turkey.
Yeah, so it
So
will be always hard
it,
to
it was
see
not easy.
who's, yeah, it's not easy task. But I think the government here, they are following that. There is a lot of people on watching list.
Right. That's intelligent, how their capacity, that's
Yeah.
up to their capacity. I think. But you said it's declining, right? A lot of them
Yeah,
are.
yeah, a lot of them declining, but there are still risk. And these, the history told us, this group will be always there. It's go up and down. Now they
Right.
are in down, but and anything happen, they could rise again.
Because it's influenced such kind of nationalism, radicalism,
Yeah,
or religious
yeah.
extremism. How did you think most of them, why they voluntarily join IS or Al Qaeda? Mainly because of religion point of view, or what
Yeah,
else?
it's mixed.
Idea.
Some, yeah, it's mixed. From my experience, I saw a lot of people join it uh, and religion reason because they saw the videos and the fight there. They want to support the people and they think this is the right way to support it. And a lot of them, they are going just to fight. For ISIS, for example, a lot of their members, they are not religious at all. They are just criminals. When the revolution happened and chaos, a lot of prison opened, a lot of criminals went out. So sometimes they join this group for like to secure their living, food, money. Yeah, it's mixed reason. And for European, a lot of people they've been radicalized by online. They just converted to Islam, then they think it is a duty to fight there, and they just travel without knowing anything about the political situation and even religion itself. They don't know a lot, but they travel.
So it's those online advertising or online and internet cyber, a lot
Mhm.
of terrorists, they show video and they post the video. Can you say those are false video, or it's not true story?
Yeah, some of them is false. Some of them is they are out of context. So they take a picture and put it in another context to make you believe it's something else happened. And they show like a fake life come to ISIS, you will live the perfect life, you will have job, you will be married, you have family, everything secure, we living in good way. So a lot of people, they live there not just because they want to fight, because they want the life they want. Sometime in Europe here, a lot of people, especially Muslim youth, they don't feel their identity, so they want to travel there to feel more comfortable. It's mixed. They use a lot of methods to
I mean,
radicalize people.
the thing is, the Muslim in Europe or America they have better life than,
Yeah,
I mean, from other Muslim countries. So why they believe the video advertising?
yeah, that's
Why
very, yeah, they believe,
advertising?
they see the advertised, they talk to people there. A lot of people try to manipulate them to make them believe that life there is more better and come to try it and you can go back. But most of them, they don't go back.
Right. So how can you verify? How can you check those online video and cyber uh, false information? How can you verify or
Yeah,
identify?
there is a lot of methods you can verify false information or false advertisement, especially with the extremist messages. Now, after 2014, I think a lot of tech companies, they made a huge step to block this content from online. So it's hard for you now, for example, if you want extreme materials online on YouTube, X, Instagram, Google, it will be hard for you to find one because always it will be removed and blocked. Extremists, they are, I think, still now they're using encrypt chatting rooms like Telegram or maybe WhatsApp to exchange information and
I don't know. You have any skill how to verify the video is genuine video or false video?
yeah, there is a lot of website AI technology to verify videos and content if it's true or it's generated by AI.
But I mean, video there will be always editing,
Yeah,
Editing is not false video.
yeah,
It's
it's not false. Even, yeah, it's cut
cutting,
exactly.
cutting and removing, and they only select the
Some
you know
moment to show it.
video they want to show. But
Yeah,
false video is not just
totally false.
cutting. They did some fake
Yeah,
uh,
that's
production.
what we are coming on. I think in the coming future, it will be hard to recognize false, especially with advancement of new technology with AI. We can put any president or celebrity his face and he can talk any language you want. And people will be confused to see if it's true or not.
Right.
I think it's real challenge in coming future with AI, how law enforcement expertise and government institution can deal with this technology and to try to educate people about it.
Right. I mean, advanced technology may use
AI,
somebody picture, somebody
yeah,
picture, and they
exactly,
can also produce same voice of somebody else.
exactly. I saw a lot here in UK, Europe, even back home, this kind of stuff. It's totally false. It
That
could
was
be more risky in the future. We are in like early days of this technology. So the government should do more to track it.
Right. Because false video can be somebody else picture and somebody else voice. If
Yeah.
that they can make falsely, it will be difficult to identify, right? Because it's same voice, same picture.
Yeah.
How can you identify?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
wrong.
Exactly. Exactly. Totally true. Yeah.
I mean, the technology should also find out this is not the same person or the same person picture and voice. You know,
Yeah.
there should be advanced technology too, so we can find out.
Yeah, exactly. It's for now, I didn't see a lot of these technology used as extreme materials, but I saw it in an election. It could affect election
Right.
between two candidate or another. You can put more information or false information on your competitor in election, and people will be confused who to believe, who not. But I
So
think in the future that will be more of these false videos and information online.
right. So I don't know in coming American election, they do have such kind of false video
Yeah,
picture of the candidate, Joe Biden and Trump
yeah,
picture,
yeah,
and Joe Biden voice and Trump voice
yeah.
will make real video. It will happening or it's happening.
It's
How did you
happening
see?
actually. Yeah, it's
Really?
happening. Yeah, they put a lot of videos on Joe Biden telling a lot of things. It's not true. Also Trump as well. They always been there, and I think if you search, you will find a lot of false video generated by AI on American election.
So how people can rely, example, people can realize there is a true video, true picture,
Yeah,
true voice. Depend
people.
on channel. Example, if you see Voice of America, BBC, or Fox News, that will be
Yeah,
true. But if the video is uploaded in somebody else and without any channel name, it is unreliable. We
yeah,
can say
exactly.
the
For
channel will
for
be important, right? The channel will be important because those uh, Fox News channel, ABC
Yeah,
channel, BBC channel. I mean, if you uh, watch that channel, it will be not wrong video. But without the channel, uploaded video might be, unidentified channel might be risky one, right? It will
yeah,
be,
exactly, exactly. And people will sometimes they believe now. No, not a lot of people watch mainstream media like Fox or CNN or BBC. Social media is everything now. I remember a story regarding this subject, false information. One woman, African woman, went on a video. She said, I worked for, I think, one of the brands, luxury brand, I think Rolex or some kind of watches brand in New York. And she said, I've been fired because she reported that Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, his wife, when he went to the UN in New York, she spent like 10 million or 15 million dollar buying watches. And this video spread all over. A lot of account retweeted this information that Zelensky wife, she spent a lot of Ukrainian aids money on luxury watches. Then one investigator specialized in OSINT, open source intelligence, he tracked this story and he found this lady who claimed that she saw Zelensky wife. She wasn't in New York and she based in Africa, and she has a link with Russian. So,
It's
but
false news.
yeah, false news, but it was too late to
Prevent.
yeah, to prevent it. So it's until now, there is some people repeat this story, including senator in US Congress. They repeat the same story until now, even after they discovered this lady uh, uh, said not false information. It's not true, and she's linked to the Russian. This is Russian media, so it will be hard, especially with social media, if you break small line and the false information spread over, it will be hard to contain it. People will still
I
believe it.
mean, people should check where the source came from
Yeah,
which
yeah,
channel, which TV channel, which
yeah.
social media channel. I mean,
But
if there is a channel name, we can recognize the name. Without
yeah,
channel name, without identified source, that can be risky, you know.
yeah, exactly. And a lot of people, they don't have the skills to verify information. They just want to read it directly from their timeline. If they follow someone and retweet a false information, they will believe it. They will not make extra effort to do the research or
Right.
search about this, verify it.
Most
Yeah, it's
people,
hard.
most
Yeah.
people do like this. So I think Kuwait is now they pretty much good. You don't have much terrorism and you don't have conflict, right? So Kuwait is aligned with US, right?
Yeah.
You are aligned with US. And how do you see the Israel-Palestinian conflict and those you said Hezbollah are also terrorist group.
Yeah. So in
What about
Israel,
Hamas?
Hamas is conflict. It's complicated to identify them as a terrorist or freedom fighter because they are live in occupation. Israeli-Palestinian conflict is 75 years old. It's not today, not about 7th of October. It's way back in history. And you don't you should know the context to understand what's happened and why happened. For 7th of October, for a lot of people, it's terrorist attack. It's big and huge, but there is 5th of October. There is war of 2021, bombing 2019, 15, 14. It's continuous war between Palestinian and Israeli. And no one seems that they are keen to have a peace. But now I think it's changing. The global opinion is changing. I think there is a lot of willing to have maybe peace final.
Right. So Kuwait government is supporting with
Palestine.
Israeli or Palestinian.
Yeah, we support Palestine. We think Palestine, they deserve their own state.
Right. But you recognize Hamas is legitimate group.
They've been elected by Palestinian. For me, I'm not big fan of Islamist groups at all, but they are legitimate, represented for Gaza people. I think for way forward, I think a lot of all the parties should sit together and see how the way forward. I think I support personally the Arab vision of the peace, which is two-state solution on border of 67. I think this is the way forward, but I don't think if Hamas or Israeli government will agree on it, but they have to sit together.
I mean, a legitimation is, I mean, they don't have recently election in Palestine, right? So
They did, actually they did.
when did they have
I
election?
think in 2008 or 7, Hamas
It's
won it.
over 10 years ago. It's already
Yeah.
expired, you know.
Yeah,
It's,
but yeah, it's
they
not
need,
full democracy, of course,
I mean, they
but
need a new election.
exactly.
Because,
I agree on that new election, but first of all, they should remove the siege on Gaza, because of course people will elect Hamas if they are in prison, right?
right. I
But if
mean,
you give them resources open, maybe you can change, and the Palestinian who should decide to change, not from outside.
right. I mean, when you from military point of view, if you fast shooting, you know, if you attack fast, that is a big crime than other conflict, you know, because Hamas fast shooting Israeli in October. That's the big question. So that Israeli worry security, not just now, in the future also, they don't want such kind of shooting or that Israeli worry. Also, your ally American also they don't want, you know, they don't accept the Palestinian fast Hamas shooting, you know, that is wrong. So, but if
Yeah,
Hamas is repeating like that, then Israeli will not want to let them independent.
yeah,
That they are concerned.
yeah. I thought you cannot remove. Look at the history, the whole history. There is no military action led to remove a militia. You cannot do it by force. You should do a politic and force in the same time. For Israeli security, I don't see it. It will secure itself if they killed a lot of people, and they will more radicalization, and they will do another attack 5 years, 10 years from now, if they keep the situation like this. But I think the best way to move forward for security for both sides is to have agreement
I
between
see.
two people and under UN, big state, US, Britain, Arab state. They have agreement, give the Palestinian their state, and have the guarantee that this state will not attack you in any way in the future.
I know UN Assembly has already resolution
Yeah,
and UN Security Council have resolution. But your point is Israeli and Palestinian bilateral, they did not have any agreement yet.
yeah, they don't. They
Yes.
they had before, but not serious one. I hope in the future, near future, a lot of people will push hard, a lot of countries, sorry, to push hard on both sides to sit together and have like kind of agreement.
Bilateral agreement is more important right now, right?
Yeah, this is the only way